Half, what do you think the issues were that you couldn't really get any rhythm going with the offense?
We just played sloppy. Not going to win a football game turning the ball over 3 times in our red zone. Gave them one in their red zone. That's just bad football, and we just did not play good tonight.
Yo, what's going on? It's Keith from Black Quarterback Series, and today we got the number 26 pick, Buffalo Bills. Are we going to be honest with this team, or are we just going to keep moving the goalposts? Let's talk about it. So, if you're new, my name is Keith from the Black Quarterback Series, and today, like I said early, Buffalo Bills, number 26 pick. Let's talk about them. So, let's get this out of the way. I am a Lamar Jackson fan. I have Lamar Jackson as the second best quarterback in the league. Josh Allen is number 3 for me. That's not going to cloud my judgment in my assessment of this team. I am going to be honest about how they probably should be Super Bowl champs and how Josh Allen completely wet the bed in the playoffs and how it was he did everything in his power to lose that game in a wide open field. So the tagline for this video is when are we going to be honest about Josh Allen? Phenomenal talent, great talent, top 3 quarterback in the league. When are we going to be honest about the problem is Josh and how he's regressed in this? How he's regressed. We fired everybody but the quarterback. So we're going to start from there. We're going to work backwards. So my initial thing is they got to go offense. They fired Sean McDermott. They've been heavy defense for the longest. Fired Sean McDermott. They hired Joe Brady. From what I read, he's a player's coach, offensive leaning coach, and so the only thing they could go with is offense, right? I didn't check their off season, but from what I remember, if I remember correctly, they didn't make any splashes in the off season to the point where they had any great signings. I think they signed DJ Moore, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so they signed Bradley Chubb, they signed DJ Moore, they got CJ Gardner Johnson, they signed interior linemen, they brought back DeMar Hamlin, and they got CJ Moore. So you're looking at it and you say, okay, where could they go? They're most likely they're not going to spend all their money on DBs and then spend all their assets in the draft on defensive backs as well. I saw some mock drafts, even Joe Klatt in his mock draft, they took a safety. I don't think they would put more resources into that backfield anymore. I don't think that's where they're going to go, especially with the offensive leaning head coach. They want to give Josh Allen more weapons, not less weapons, because you see when he didn't have I can't remember his name right now. His name is not Stedman. Stephon Diggs. Yes, Stephon Diggs. When they didn't have Stephon Diggs, they struggled in the postseason. And you have to give your premium talent more talent so he just won't make bad decisions. Josh Allen is prone to make bad decisions either way, but you got to give him more talent so he won't make bad decisions. So my mock and what I'm thinking is CJ Concepcion. I know I talked about it in the KC video, and I'm gonna be fully transparent with you guys. The way I'm doing this draft is not the best way to do it, but next year we're gonna do it traditionally 1 through 30. But I wanted to switch it up this year and go backwards. Wasn't the best decision in the world for me, but we're building this plane while we're flying it. We're gonna go backwards up until the end, and then next year we're gonna do traditional 1 through 30 next season in 2027. But CJ Concepcion, Denzel Boston, Chris Bazzer, I think the second or the third, right? So those are the 3 offensive talents that most likely will be available at this point in the draft. And then I put up Kuiper's list of because that was probably, to me, that was the most reliable source for edge rushers, because as I'm looking through looking at the fans' comments and looking through all the mock drafts and looking through, it's something clear that they need edge rushers, receivers, safeties, and corners. They kind of took care of my bad, my family's outside. I make sure they don't bust in on me. They kind of took care of the secondary in the offseason. And so wide receiver kinda and edge kinda. I think at this point in the draft, you're picking at 26. I think most of the edge rushers are going to be zoned. TJ Young, and some of the other guys. I think his name is TJ Parker. I think. Um, I'm completely botching people's names, but those caliber of guys are going to be gone. Those guys are going to be gone at this point, and so I don't even think it's worth it drafting. Um, I don't think it's worth drafting one of the lower tier defensive guys. And like I said, you want Josh Allen to have more talent on the offensive end. Now, it is saying offensive lineman could be somewhere they go to, but I don't think there's going to be a good enough offensive lineman here to make this pick. And that's kind of be contradictory to my next pick. We're just going to do one. We're just going to do one guy. We're going to do one guy today, and then we'll do two at some other part in the week. But so yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. It's not nothing too deep, for real. They're trying to fix what honestly wasn't even broken. And so the fan in me now has something to say about Josh Allen. When are we going to hold Josh Allen accountable for his transgressions in the playoffs? We did as fans, but could you imagine if this is Lamar Jackson who played like this? Hell, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Lamar, and we like not blaming him for the issues that he caused. He played terrible in that game. He played, and I'm sure I said this at the time. He played terrible, and like we should still be talking about that as the NFL community, but we just move on because it's Josh Allen. So let me know what you guys think. I'm sure people are gonna be screaming at me in the comments, but let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.